I've got Mwaniki Mageria in the studio with me, and so far on the timeline, there was a lot of excitement.
Oh, really? They knew it was coming?
A lot of comments, especially on your show, making a comeback. But before we get into that, how have you been? It's been a year since I saw you.
It's been a whole year, yes.
A whole
and
year.
of course, we had in between, we were fighting a very powerful enemy called COVID.
Right. We were not even having guests in here, by the way.
I remember, I noticed, yeah.
And there's something about technology, like we can get the interview done, but when you see someone face to face,
so much better.
It's so much better. You've been keeping well?
Yeah, I've been keeping well. Thankfully, we're back on air.
Yes.
We've tried everything. We even did catering for little gigs, families and stuff.
Right.
Just around Nairobi.
Yeah.
To keep alive during this COVID period. I'm trying to make a little cash in here. You see, all the things I do were hit. They include meeting people. So I'm seeing out. VOs and stuff out. I was being on TV out.
Right.
So I had to look for other things to be able to keep going.
So you were cooking a lot?
I was cooking a lot.
Like a personal chef or how? What do you mean?
Yeah. So you cook for when guys are having a few, like a family getting together.
Right.
Then with a special, some nice special food, you do that. On gigs, when people were having, like guys were shooting, there were still adverts being done, that kind of thing.
Right.
So catering for those small kind of shooting productions.
Nice. I didn't even know that. I just thought you host this show because you just like to talk to people and you like a hot plate.
I do like,
but you actually cook.
I do cook. I love cooking.
Guys, follow Mwaniki Mageria, Nikki Mags, and of course the hashtag Spice Drive. He hosts Foods of Kenya.
Correct.
On KTN Home, and you are back.
We are back in a big way.
February 2021. I knew there was something about this new year.
Yeah.
And I was super excited to see Good TV come back.
Yes,
I am a super fan.
Yeah, thank you.
How is it engaging with different communities, embracing their cultures?
It is.
And having them open their doors in their kitchens.
That, by the way, is a phenomenon in itself.
Yeah.
How people just, kuja.
They're like, come in.
Wanakuandalia anything that you'd like to eat.
Right.
They open up their homes to you. Very, very, very hospitable people.
Yeah.
Kenyans really love to get guests. It's a really wonderful feeling, and being able to be honored that much to get into their homes. I think it's very, very humbling.
It is.
It's very humbling, and the diversity of the country.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, however, with all the diversity, there's always love around food.
Yeah.
There's always camaraderie and breaking of bread together is a very, very special, very, very special. So I consider myself very blessed to be able to be the one to bring those to your TVs at home and be able to traverse the whole country. By the way, hakuna pale hatujaenda.
Is it?
Yeah, well, we're not even going to Mandera. We need to do that.
But you've been everywhere.
Yes.
From when you started with the first season up to now. Looking at what COVID did and the fact that you still managed to pick it up and still have an audience that was waiting for you, to deliver, do you get one particular community that you find yourself drawn to and you probably wasn't expecting to love their culture and their food?
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Some guys who blew me out of my mind completely were the Marakwets. They're down in the middle of the Keyo Valley.
Yes.
And you'd think it's just dry, but their culture is so strong. And the food, and just the way they do things and how they celebrate everything. And they showed us a whole celebration. In fact, that was one of my best
one
shows.
Of your best shows.
Very, very, very nice. That I really enjoyed. And then I really, really have enjoyed Taita Taveta. Because I knew about the Taitas.
Right.
I never met the they're the Pares.
Yes.
They're the Tavetas.
Yeah.
And all, those guys were closer to Kilimanjaro. And it's very, very interesting over there. And the Kambas as well.
Right.
Same place, in the same Taita Taveta. And I really enjoyed that. And the diversity, I think it's because they're so close to Tanzania.
Right.
So I think they get a lot of the culture,
influences,
the influence across. It's very, very, very interesting. Lake Jipe. Have you heard of Lake Jipe? Lake Jipe, half is in Kenya, half is in Tanzania. So when you're on the lake, somewhere in the middle there, you're in Tanzania. So they should have some sort of immigration office in the middle of
there must be something going on right in the middle.
In the middle, yes.
I'm looking at how people consider this, Kenya's ultimate food show. It's not just a food show. There's something about your personality as well, and how people like the way you're off script and how you engage and school us. But What's your take on Kenyans embracing different communities other than Nairobi? When you find Swahili dishes somewhere in the CBD and then you say, oh, I want to try, gali and fish, I'm going to go here. Do you think what we're experiencing in the city is actually what is out there in these communities that you've had the privilege of visiting? How is it?
I think what we have in Nairobi is a bit of a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Because when you go out there, you get such a different array of the same, of the foods. For instance, I go to places like, you talked about Malindi dishes or Mombasa dishes. When you go down to coast and you do different peoples. I mean, I ate something called ngisi. You know ngisi?
What is that?
Ngisi is a squid.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So, you not have known in Nairobi that the Wadigo eat ngisi.
Right.
You'd think they just eat fish.
Right.
But the ngisi is a squid. It's calamari, basically.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But it's, and the way they cook it is very different from what you would have seen it done in Nairobi.
Right.
It's like it's really down to the grassroots. Very traditional. Very, down right to the wire, because you fish it, you get it out of the sea, and then you cook it.
As fresh as it is.
Fresh as it is.
And then what you do is give us all the experiences as if we are actually there. You've taken us to different places.
I hope that's what we hope to do.
So far, there's a lot of things that I've learned. You mentioned the coast. I spent the weekend at the coast, and I have never tasted, fresh fish and seafood like that. And I think it's a call for many people to, travel across the country. They were very surprised to see, Nairobians coming in and trying out their stuff and not knowing much about it. The experience you give us on KTN Home is one of a kind. The knowledge of the people, the experiences, and to just see how diverse and different we are is something.
And I hope that makes Kenyans want to leave Nairobi. Okay, let me say not just Nairobi.
Right.
Leave there where they are and go and try something new.
Exactly.
Meet new people. Experience their culture.
Yeah.
There's something they call domestic tourism.
Yes.
And now, because many of the foreign countries are being a little scared to come travel.
Right.
They have travel bans as well.
This is where it's at.
This is what we do now. We grow domestic tourism. I think that's one of the things that we need to do quite a bit. Go to Busia and find out how the Teso live there. And by the way, the Teso have got an interesting array of food.
Yeah.
Varying from flying ants, I know the
Nsenenes and those things.
Yeah.
And we get to see Kenya's
kumbe.
culture. I've seen you pull off a couple of outfits just to get caught up in the whole thing. Yeah. And you also mentioned that you've managed to cook a little bit and enhance your culinary skills by learning a bit of this and a bit of that from different foods and traditions. The next season, this weekend was special because you had your very first episode of season 3.
Really nice, yeah.
And people are super excited about this. Now that you have been everywhere, Mwaniki, what's in store for season 3?
Oh, wow. More interesting stuff, I think. What is surprising is that you can go to a community 2 or 3 times.
Right. And it's a whole different vibe.
A whole different experience.
Yeah.
Because first of all, there are very many dishes to start off.
Yeah.
And then the way Village A cooks it might be slightly different from the way Village B does it. Or they have a variation of the same thing with other additives that this village doesn't. I mean, for instance, let me give a very good example. We've been to Turkana twice.
Right.
The first time we went to the pastoralists and we ate meat, and it was meat with meat alone. I mean, and everything was meat.
Right.
And that's where we learned how they spear the heart of the sheep from the side. Very interesting. And then we went back and right at the lake, and they eat only fish. Can you imagine that? I was like, oh, these are same Turkanas, yeah?
Right.
But these guys eat fish, these ones eat meat. And then I understand there's another side that we need to go to where they're agriculturalists and they plant vegetables and that kind of thing and have a mixed diet of a bit of fish and a bit of nyama. So we will keep going around. Tomorrow I'm going to Hola.
Nice.
And in Hola, I understand what we're going to be doing. My production manager, oh my goodness, she's crazy. She's organized for us. I've got 2 production managers. One is Carol and one is Debbie. And they've told me that we're going to go and catch or capture a crocodile.
Are you ready?
No.
Are you scared?
I'm very scared. I'm not an Odiero.
You're going to...
Odieros are the...
You're going to capture for us.
For you guys.
You're going to capture a crocodile for us to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you safe.
I'm a bit scared because you have to be in a canoe to do that.
This is good TV, y'all. Let me tell you who does this, and it's 100% a Kenyan production. Shout out to your team for putting you up to this. You know,
and the others, they do such a good job.
Somebody mentioned something interesting about the past year, and there's a lot of things we were not keen on trying before 2020. And now you're like, I have nothing to lose. Exactly. Put me on that canoe. I am going out there to do whatever I need to do.
Live the life when you're alive.
Exactly. And what I love about your show is that Foods of Kenya gives us more than just traditions and food. It's very personal. You get to see how people are ready to embrace somebody new, to try out their culture and experience it, and and
then
engage.
they're experts in it. You see, that's the other thing that comes out. They're experts in what they do and what they know.
Right.
So that for me is really, there's knowledge out there. We've not been very good at documenting knowledge from Africa.
Yes.
And sometimes we were told that the Mzungu came and discovered Mount Kenya, and
right.
came and discovered Lake Victoria, but it was always there. It's just that
always been.
We don't document it. So now we're trying to document it a little more, and you learn so much from people right down at the grassroots.
Yeah.
They know so much. They and they're willing to share it.
Yeah.
As you say. Big shout out, by the way. I've got lots of friends who are listening in.
Nice.
The Pink Panther, happy birthday.
There's a Pink Panther.
Yes, imagine
I like the Pink Panther. Happy birthday, Pink Panther.
And Zuena's also watching. Zuena Bountiful.
Nice. Yeah. Fantastic. And I hope they're streaming on spicefm.co.ke.
That's what I hope they do.
Get to watch. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I see and I hope that there's been a huge surprise of how much Kenyans and generally Africans are very excited about seeing local productions that they can relate to. Have you been surprised by the feedback, season 3, and here you are again?
I've been very let me say we've been very, very happy by the feedback that we've been getting. We knew that there was something to it.
Yes.
We were surprised how much there was to it.
Right.
Because let me give another example. Masai's, we've been there 4 times now.
Right.
And every time it's a different experience. So we were very surprised. And the other thing that we hope that our viewers will appreciate is that this, when we bring it to them like this, they can actually experience it themselves as well and go. There are a lot of places that you need to get into a bus, even if it's a matatu, just go there.
Just go and try something new.
Because even us, when we go, we sleep in the usual lodgings.
Right.
We don't go and, big hotels.
Right.
Whatever. It's very affordable. You can just get into a matatu, go into all the way to Taveta and ask for wapi wapare. And they'll take you where they wap. That's the first place I saw ladies riding border borders.
Yes.
Proper. I mean, using border borders to make money. I'm like, it's a very male-dominated field around the rest of Kenya. But the ladies are the ones.
It's just, first time I ever watched you, I just said to myself, this is the whole package. And to see that it's local content, local producers, for the people, by the people, and it's stuff that's with us. It's been here for generations, just never the opportunity to watch and experience it. Some people feel they cannot afford these trips and get on a canoe and do the things you do and all the risks you take. Bless your heart for the good work you're doing. My question is a personal question. This is not even about the Spice Drive. It's more like, is there a chance that you will do Foods of East Africa and probably just cross the border into trying something different? There's so much to experience.
We do want to do actually Foods of Africa.
Nice.
That's the next step. Thank you. My executive producer Eugene Bolger has been talking to a lot of different people in different stations and different international distributors to try and get that going. In fact, it's a bit of a sad story. We had we'd gone for Cannes last year, year before last, and we'd gotten some guys who were very interested. And he flew all the way to California and spend more time with these guys. And what they do is they wanted to do something in the year of the return.
Nice.
So they wanted to do the year of the return. This slave thing and all that. And Ghana had done
it was a big deal.
It was a very big deal. So why don't you do it around food? And said,
that would have been interesting.
So now they wanted to bring all their celebrities that they work with, because this particular company works a lot of celebrities, and we go around the whole of Africa looking at the different foods. And
that would be a thrill.
And we'd already gone pretty far, then COVID hit.
Right. But it's
that
been the
died.
year that taught us to adapt, and the year to probably stick out and to, do the things that you really love doing. If you really love doing what you're doing, to see you come back after 2020 doing this, Foods of Kenya. You're amazing to watch.
I'm blessed with a very good stomach also.
Yes. I have a question, in fact, as you go into that one. I've been wanting to ask it, and somebody else was reading my mind. His name is Joseph Mungai. He's saying at Mwaniki Angeline at Spice FM KE, at Nikki Mags. Monique, please ask Mwaniki whether he's ever tasted food that had his tummy go haywire. And I'm really curious because I want to understand how his tummy works.
Okay.
Something about your tummy.
This is a God-given gift.
So that's another quality of a host for a show like this.
I eat anything. I eat. I mean, I.
And this is not the kind of show where you have to be cute.
No,
it's
no,
like
no.
I'm eating.
I eat. Yeah, you don't have. Okay, so there's some things that where the taste is not. The taste is not as nice as you'd want it to be, or is an acquired taste. And I always say that if something that I find, that was a bit, I can tell you that was a bit acquired.
Right.
That, just telling you.
That's foreign. That's different. That's different. A different taste.
Yeah. But I've never had any problem. The only time I had a problem, it's the Digos again. We went to the Digos and I was so thirsty. It was really hot.
Right.
So I took madafu. I drank 6 madafus. Now, madafu, its work is to clean your stomach.
Uh-oh.
So the following day, see, Mimi in a toilet.
Oh my goodness. Mwaniki, I don't even know how you make that look good. And you're showing us everything in bits and pieces. I like the no filter approach. It's like found footage. It's like, I don't even know what that is. And the cutest thing about this is locally made content.
Yeah. Have you seen how beautiful Kenya is?
Kenya is gorgeous. I mean, I sometimes I'm just thinking I am so blessed to be, in this country at this time. And there's many people who may not know this, and you get to bring that to our screens on KTN Home.
That's
what time?
8 p.m. on Saturday.
Very nice. Look at you plugging in the TV. I love it. Someone here says, Monique, that voice. Anyway, we're talking about Foods of Kenya on KTN Home. I've got a caller on the line. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Purity calling from Maragal.
Hi, Purity.
Marala.
Good to have you here on
We
the
would
Spice
love to
Drive.
come to
Welcome.
Marala.
Look at you.
Thank you.
How's the weather there this evening?
It's a bit rainy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was raining during morning hours.
Yes.
But now, not so cold.
It's not so cold. I'm glad you're here. We're going to keep you company up until 7. So what conversation would you like to plug into?
Okay, well, I wanted to comment about the turn-off you get on the first date.
The turn-offs on the first date.
Yes. You're meeting somebody and he's just busy here with his phone, scrolling.
Right.
And he doesn't give you attention. It's a big turn-off.
It's a big turn-off. Do you think the guys know this?
Okay, some guys don't. I don't know if they do intentionally or some do. I don't know.
But being on the phone and not being present and not enjoying this, you want to take photos of the food and it's a turn off.
Yes, turn off. You're supposed to meet, no person talk.
Yes.
I also have my phone. I have bundles. I have pictures. I can take pictures.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But you're taking time to be with this person and enjoy the first date.
And he's there scrolling his phone, checking Instagram.
Maybe he's insecure.
Or nervous. But whatever the reason is.
Yes, but it's a big turn off.
Yes.
I am meeting with you and then I'm showing you. Have you seen these guys on Spice? What does it mean?
Exactly.
It's a turn off.
It's a turn off. That is not even the time for it. So that's a guy you would block. You would never call again.
I'll never see you again. That is bye-bye. Go ahead.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Purity.
Okay, thank you to enjoy.
Okay. What? Maralal. You need to head down to Maralal.
No, but she's saying that it's a turn off. You see, I'm thinking,
being on the phone.
Maybe the guy doesn't have content. So he's really...
He's just trying to figure himself out.
Yeah, it's like, this girl is so nice, but what do I tell her? But so let's flip to somebody's IG.
So it's just a way to cope with the anxiety, perhaps. You know, you've been breaking bread with different people, and I'm sure you've been on a couple of dates. What would you consider, as you plug into our conversation today, the biggest turnoff on the first date?
Snorting.
Snorting?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Have you
I've had a chick doing that.
Are you a girl snorting? Are you serious?
Yes. You see, I make people laugh. So
and maybe it's
sometimes-
subconscious. So she laughed so hard and she snorted, and you were like, this ain't it. So you never called her again?
No.
Oh my goodness, that's honest.
No, actually, no. What I did, actually, what I did was tell them, try not to snort. It's not so good.
It's not the best thing to do.
But I not so directly.
Right.
It was through telling them, hey, that guy snorted. You know, it's not very nice.
It's not a nice thing to do. Wow, there's a tactful way of it. Bless her heart. I hope she's happy wherever she is. Wow, you get to learn things. The biggest turn-off, according to Mwaniki Mageria, is to snort. Don't do that. He wants to make you laugh. He wants to talk about good things, but don't do that. Keep the comments coming in. The hashtag is Spice Drive. And of course, you can follow at Nikki Mags. So how many episodes should we expect in season 3?
50. Well, we're going to go until the end of the year. So we're having 52 episodes. That's 4 seasons. So it's going to be quite exciting.
What? And we're going to enjoy this right here on KTN Home. And also you can follow on social media if you have any questions. If there are places you want to see Mwaniki visit, hit him up. Just like me, I said you need to do the East African edition.
I think I like that.
And that would be great. So make sure you follow. I'm super excited, just like everybody else here. A couple of ladies are talking about your voice. Monique asked Mwaniki to give us a pickup line. Okay. So your favorite food show is back, Foods of Kenya Season 3, exclusively on KTN. And it's going to be airing every Saturday, 8 p.m., starting this month. So last weekend was the first one. So this weekend, don't miss out. 8 p.m. every Saturday, KTN Home. If you're looking to sharpen your cooking skills and explore your culinary options, this is the show for you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be making more calamari in my home after experiencing whatever is there.
Oh, yes.
But I was like, it tastes so different from what we have in
You
Nairobi.
see, when you hear calamari, you think, gourmet, maybe
Right.
an Italian restaurant or something, or French
Right.
restaurant. We are doing it. We've been having it.
We've been
right
having-
down on the ground, grassroots.
And it's
We've been having it.
and it's 100% Kenyan.
Yeah.
And you know,
fresh.
you don't have to do 5-star experiences or wait for Valentine's
Have you ever eaten a shark?
weekend. Sorry?
Have you ever eaten a shark?
One
Shark
time.
meat?
One
What
time.
did you think?
It's true what they say about seafood. That's all I can say.
Let me tell you something that struck me about shark.
Yes.
First of all, because you have to, it's when you get a big shark, you have
Right.
to preserve it because it doesn't move as fast. It's not as a fast move as other fish. Yeah?
Right.
You have to salt it a lot and dry it in the sun,
Mm.
so it smells a lot.
Oof.
It's a very strong smell. So in fact, you have to boil it for a long time to get out the salt
Right.
and dilute the salt. But once you taste it,
Yeah.
once it actually tastes like beef, salty beef. It's amazing.
It's interesting. And, you know, life is so short. If 2020 didn't teach us that, then this is it. And you're out here making the most of your gift and, you know, opening the doors of, you know, communities would have never, ever seen or experienced. And you get to bring this live to our screen. So it's super exciting. I hope you get to come back and bring us some of these things you collect from out there when your tummy is okay. So don't forget, guys, it is a Kenyan production. Your favorite food show is back. And you can get to share this and tell a friend to tell a friend. Foods of Kenya Season 3 exclusively on KTN Home. And of course, that's every Saturday, 8 p.m. Mwaniki, you're a treat. I can't believe the time. It's 5
It's actually
p.m.
season 5, by the way. Yeah?
What?
But yes, thank you. I've really enjoyed it. Is the time over already?
Time is over, but you have to throw in a pickup line for us.
I thought I'd pick up line.
Yes. If you had to shoot your shot.
No, is it me picking up or is it the chick picking up?
You're picking up.
Oh, picking up.
You already told her to stop snorting, so at least you can do something nice. You can say something cute. Let's see how when you're nice.
Oh, man. You put me on the spot. Let me think.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, are those your eyes or the stars come out early tonight?
Okay. It's your voice. Your voice you could literally say anything.
Oh, anything.
You could say anything because you've got that kind of voice. And you've got a laughter that is so contagious. It's just amazing hanging out with you, Mwaniki.
Thank you.
And
It's
I hope
fun
you get to
hanging out with
come
you.
back.
Yeah, always, Mwaniki. Just fantastic.
Fantastic.
I told
You
Monique,
are as well.
Mwaniki, yeah? Very close.
Mwaniki, guys, don't confuse. Mwaniki is here on Foods of Kenya, and of course we get to hang out with him every weekend, Saturday 8 p.m. And when you come back, we're going to make sure that we have more of your clips, so we can have them here on our website.
In fact, I'll try and get the clip with capturing the crocodile.
Yes,
that'd be very interesting.
That would be interesting.
I think that's going to be epic.
But you take care of yourself.
Yes,
even as you do this,
you have to be very, very careful.
Be careful out there.
Man, someone was telling. In fact, it's Brian was telling me this is Jurassic Park. You know?
And somehow you manage to do it well, and you curate the content so beautifully, and that's why we're addicted.
Team. But Katiko,
yes,
every time, very good job.
Shout out to the entire team. Shout out to Eugene and everybody else. Yes. And whatever you guys are up to, we can't wait to see it. Thank you so much, Mwaniki.
Appreciate it.
It's been fun.